That one. It's a song called American Lovestory. It's an American love story full of guts and glory. We like manifest destiny, consuming what we want from California to Vermont. We just take everything we need. The rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting lost. Sometimes I think that we've been double-crossed. Well, my mortgage got so high, now I'm sleeping beneath the sky. Ain't got a job, a paycheck, or a boss. It's an American love story, full of guts and glory. We like manifest destiny. We're consuming all we want from California to Vermont. We just take everything we need. We sold our soul to China, and now the payment's due. Yep, they own the red, the white, and blue. We ain't paid back the debt, how we haven't even paid the interest yet. Obama don't know what he's gonna do. We're fighting for our country, but something's kind of funky. I don't remember being attacked by the countries that we're in. Must be some kind of awful sin to be killing folks in Afghanistan and Iraq. It's an American love story, full of guts and glory. We like manifest destiny. We're consuming all we want from California to Vermont. We're Americans, we take everything we need. So come and join our military. Gee, I hope you ain't a fairy. Women to the left, men to the right. We'll give you bullets and a gun, man, we're gonna have some fun. Shooting up Mohammed's house tonight. It's an American love story, it's full of guts and glory. We love manifest destiny. We're consuming all we want from California to Vermont. For Americans, we take everything we need to fulfill our lust and greed. Hi, my name is Dave Shepard. I live here in Saint Petersburg, Florida. I'm a local musician. I own a music school called the Rock and Blues Academy. And I'd like to talk to you today a little bit about the homeless people in St. Pete, the poor people in St. Pete, and what's been going on in their lives. We have a city that's not very caring about the homeless and the poor, and a mayor and a city council and a police department that seems bent on removing them from the streets of St. Petersburg, mainly because they don't look good and they're afraid they won't attract business. I think they're definitely putting financial interests ahead of human rights. If you're a homeless person in St. Pete, chances are you've been arrested 5, 10, 15, 20, even 30 times. And not for committing any crimes, but for breaking city ordinances. Ordinances that are only passed during the last 8 years. And ordinances which are aimed exactly at the homeless people themselves. For instance, if you have an open container of beer, well, homeless people, just like most of us, will drink a beer sometimes. But they can only do it outdoors, they have no choice. Also, at night, St. Petersburg locks all the restrooms. So the homeless people have nowhere to go to the bathroom. Well, just like the rest of us, they have to go to the bathroom. So if they do that out of doors, they're arrested and put in jail. I'd like to sing you a little song right now. I'm sure you all can relate to it, deep down in your souls. This goes out to all the homeless people. Everybody's got to pee. Homeless folk, they're just like you and me. We all got the same old working parts. So come on everybody, let's have a heart. The man with the key, he locks the bathroom door. He says until the sun comes up, y'all can't go here no more. And if we catch you in a bush or with a pail, another man with the keys gonna lock your ass in jail. You know it's true, come on now. 'Cause 'cause everybody's got to pee. Homeless folk, they're just like you and me. We all got the same old working parts. You know what I'm talking about. Come on everybody, let's have a heart. Well, I woke up in the middle of the night. I was about to burst. I said, if I let it rip right now, that won't be right. In fact, that would be the worst. And I was dreaming I was living on the streets. I ran for the nearest bush I could find. The blue lights were flashing as I was splashing around my feet. I said, officer, I'm just trying to be discreet. Don't you know that? Well, everybody's got to pee. Homeless folk, they're just like you and me. That's right. We all got the same old working parts. Talking about that plumbing down there. Come on, Mayor, let's have a heart. Well, even Jesus had to pee. He traveled with a lot of company. I'm sure there were times when his bladder felt that push. And Jesus Christ, he had to find the nearest bush. You know it's true, come on now, 'cause everybody's got to pee. Homeless folk, they're just like you and me. We all got the same old working parts. So come on, officer, just have a heart. 'Cause everybody's got to pee. Homeless folk, they're just like you and me. We all got the same old working parts. That's right. So come on, everybody, have a heart. Oh, let them pee, let them pee, let them pee, oh, let them pee. Unlock public restrooms so they can pee. Thank you.
Good job.
That's a pretty crazy song, huh?
That's great. I love it.
Also, there's a law that they can't store any equipment or any belongings anywhere. But that law has been interpreted by the police to mean if you're carrying belongings with you, more than just a couple handfuls, what they would consider excess or unnecessary, they will come and steal those belongings from you and dispose of them. The habitat for the homeless in St. Pete has been dwindling as the police have removed them from more and more areas of the city. A lot of us are aware of the famous tent slashing a few years ago, where the police slashed the tops off tents of a lot of homeless people and destroyed all their possessions. And there have been several instances where they've used bulldozers to plow up the tents, their possessions, destroy everything they owned. And this was just the beginning. There's about 500 people in jail every night in this area for homeless issues. A lot of time it's trespassing. The police love to trespass people and tell them that they can no longer go in this park, can no longer go in that park, because they've been trespassed. So if they're seen walking through a park or sitting in a park, they can be arrested and put in jail normally for 10 days.
Dave?
Yeah.
What do you see as the financial burden on the community for locking up 500 of these homeless people each night?
Well, the Sheriff's Department itself has stated that it costs $127 a day to keep a person in their jail. And other organizations have estimated it much higher. The court cost and the booking cost, that it might cost $1,200 for each arrest, in addition to the daily amount. So our city has come up with a solution to that. They're opening up what we would call an internment center for the homeless. They're calling it a homeless shelter. They're saying it's a place where homeless people can go to sleep safely, to have showers, to have services. But what it really is, it's a jail building. It's on the property of the county jail. It was a building built as a jail to incarcerate inmates. And we don't mind if something like this exists, if people want to choose to go there. But what the police have stated to the homeless that we talk to is, we're going to arrest you and give you a choice of going to regular jail or going to this, what they call the jail annex, homeless shelter. So they're forcing people to have no choice about where they live or where they sleep, and force them to go to this location where they'll be searched, they'll be guarded by uniformed officers, and literally living in a jail. And we have a real big problem with that. One of the greatest freedoms we have in America is the freedom of movement and the freedom of choice about who we are and where we're going to go and what we're going to do. And they're taking this choice away and locking them in this internment camp. Also, we like to go out and provide food for poor people in our city, many of whom had good jobs and good educations, and through financial difficulties were forced out onto the streets. A lot of times it's medical. There's older people in their 70s and 80s. There's young people in their 20s, teens. There's all kinds of people out there, people like you and I. So we figured the least we can do is provide them with some food. And now the St. Petersburg City Council has considered banning the feeding of poor people out on the streets of the city. They're doing everything they can to remove them from their streets and to take away whatever human rights they would have, whatever rights they would have as American citizens. We want you to be aware of what's going on, and we're asking the mayor, the city council, the police department to change their attitude toward the homeless, to repeal these ordinances they've passed, to provide more facilities like bathrooms around the city that are open 24 hours a day, and to just love and care for the homeless people and the poor people. There's not going to be less of them. You can shove them around, make them go somewhere else, lock them up, send them out of town, but there's going to be more and more home repossessions and more financial problems in this country, and there will be homeless people. So we have to decide to love them and respect them and not abuse them. Thank you.
Do you see that it's possible that anyone could become homeless? Many people in this country just live one paycheck away from the streets.
Yes, it's often been stated that most people are 2 or 3 paychecks away from homelessness, and that's true. Some of us have a support system. We have relatives that live nearby, or we have a backup plan, but a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have a family, and when they're out of luck, they're out on the streets. It's not their fault always. A lot of times it's a double or a triple punch. For instance, they might lose their job, can't find a job for 6, 8, 9 months, a year, and then maybe there's an illness or a divorce compounding that, and they end up on the streets. There's a lot of women living on the streets now, and women with children are living in fear, because if they're caught with their children living on the streets, their children will be taken away from them, put into foster care, and they may be charged with child neglect or abuse. So they're in a real desperate situation. They try to find somewhere to stay out of sight, so this won't happen to them. A little song called, what do I call this song? More of the Same. That's right. We had a president, I didn't like what he did. I voted for another. What did I get? More of the same. More of the same. I turned on the news, I didn't like what I saw. I tried another channel, but I just got more of the same. I got more of the same. Well, they say a good man should learn from his mistakes. We live in a country that can't seem to wait. Everyone voting on the Senate floor, spend another dollar and start another war. Walking down the street, I was stopped by the fuzz to see what I was doing, just to see who I was. I said, sorry officer, I don't play that game. He hit me with a taser and that made it plain. More of the same. More of the same. Day after day, well, there ain't no change. The longer I live, it's more the same. More of the same. More of the same. Day after day, there ain't no change. The longer I live, it's more the same. Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You've been there too. Let me tell you one more time. Well, out on the streets, I see the homeless and the poor, holding out their hand, can I have some more? Well, sure, you can have more of the same. Well, we're trying to cry, but there ain't no no change. The longer I live, it's more the same, more of the same, more of the same. Day after day, there ain't no change. The longer I live, it's more the same, more of the same, more of the same. Day after day, there ain't no change. The longer I live, it's more the same.
Any others you want to throw in there?
Oh, let's just do another one while I'm on a roll.
All right, go for it.
All right, this next song is called the Panda Bear song. No, not the Panda Bear. This is called the Polar Bear song. And I wrote this.
Tribute to Sarah Palin?
No. This is not about the polar bear that Sarah Palin shot or whatever. It's about the polar bear that people like her are killing all over the world. But as I sing this song, just imagine that I'm a polar bear talking, which isn't too hard to do, since polar bears are pasty white and rotund. Use your imagination. I'm just a polar bear, swimming on my back, looking for some solid ground on a nice big white ice pack. Wondering if I'll find a meal or if I'm gonna drown, 'cause I'm swimming in the same place that I used to walk around. Global warming, oh it feels so nice. Global warming, I'll take a margarita, hold the ice. Global warming, oh I can see the gentle breeze. Now us polar bears sit beneath our own palm trees. Global warming. We're living a new lifestyle, and man, it's really fine. We're always on a day cruise, and we're drinking all the time. We listen to Bob Marley, we like Jimmy Barefoot best. Now there ain't no need for polar bears to travel to Key West. Global warming, oh it feels so nice. Global warming, I'll take a margarita, hold the ice. Global warming, oh I can feel the gentle breeze. Now us polar bears sit beneath our own palm trees. Global warming. Well, they say our baby polar bears, they can't sustain this life. Well, I don't believe that. It's just a bunch of lies. It's just a phase we're going through. Everything's gonna be alright, 'cause we've been here a million years. How could we ever die from global warming? Oh, it feels so nice. Global warming, I'll take a margarita, please hold the ice. Global warming, oh I can feel the gentle breeze. Now us polar bears sit beneath our own palm trees. Thank you. Global warming.
That was very good.
Very good. Woo!
All right.
That one on that third verse where I kind of started pausing, I actually forgot the words and I was trying to think of what they were, but it still kind of worked okay.
Yeah, it worked out fine.
It's supposed to be, I see him on the street, the homeless and the poor, holding out their hand. Can I have some more? Well, sure. More of the same. And that turned out being, see him on the street, the homeless and the poor, holding out their hand, saying, can I have more? Sure you can have more. More of the same. So I don't know, I guess it worked.
Yeah.
More or less.